What's going on, guys? I hope you're well. As you can see, this is another Supercoach BBL round review and round preview, and we did absolutely terrible in round 8. We scored 689, we dropped 345 spots, and we are currently, well, we're still in the top 1k, but could have been a lot better. We're sitting at 571st, so, I mean, we did take the VC on Josh Brown, who scored a massive 0 in the second dig. We brought in Will Sutherland, who was absolutely just full-blown pony. He was absolutely useless, one of the most overrated cricketers in Australian cricket at the present time. And I guess the only positive was we didn't bring in Berendorf, who only played one game, and we did bring in Seifert. So I guess they're the two positives out of this round. We've already made our trades. I think there's going to be a lot of rain around this round, especially from 9:30 onwards tomorrow night at Sydney, which does not bode well for all the Sixers guys. And I think the Sunday game at the Gabba on the 18th is going to be a washout, because from what I can see, there is a heap of rain around. It's meant to rain the entire day, and a chance of thunderstorms and lightning, and we know what the umpires are like when that's around. There's no play when that happens. Simple as that. But we've already made our trades. As you can see, Brown is out, Overton is out, Pope is out. We've brought in Smith, we've brought in a Loop, and we've brought in Stark. The reasoning behind this is because looking at the forecast, I'm fairly confident there's only going to be the first half of the game for tomorrow night that will be played. The radar looks terrible, the forecast looks terrible, and that does not bode well for the second innings. So whoever or whichever way it goes, I know teams like to chase. Chances are if they win the toss, they bowl, and then obviously they like to chase it down. So I think if the Sixers win the toss and they bowl, we will VC Stark. If the Thunder win the toss and they bowl, we will VC Smith. And I guess in saying that, I don't think there's going to be much play in the second innings. Chances are either Smith or Stark will go to, could be a Finn Allen, could be anyone really. It could even be back to Overton, and we do something else out with the trades, because he's got the Renegades at the Adelaide Oval, and there's no issues for the weather in that fixture. So I think at this point in time, we go with one of them, we VC them. We VC'd Smith last year when he made 100 against the Scorchers, and that was amazing. So got quite fond memories of doing something similar like that. But we'll have to see what the forecast is tomorrow. Now, at the point in time of recording, it's absolutely horrible, and it looks like this double game week could potentially only be half a game, which is quite annoying, because we held 4 Sixers. I know a lot of people held a few more. Excuse me. So whichever way you look at it, if you offloaded them in preparation for the rain and it does rain, you've done well. If you've offloaded them for the rain, it doesn't rain, well, you've kind of outplayed yourself there. But as I said, if the Sixers bat first, we'll definitely VC Smith. If they bowl first, we'll VC Stark. It's as simple as that. And then we might even reverse the trade and bring Overton back in potentially, or go for a Finn Allen. The team is as currently, Bancroft's out injured, although, Thunder could just be making that up because he's been absolutely pony. We've got Josh Philippi on the double, which could only be half a game as our wicketkeeper. Stephen Smith, potential VC. Matt Short, Jack Edwards. We better take the C off of Edwards. We've been left in that issue before, where we've completely missed it, and it coincided with the Sixers' other double game week, so we'll definitely do that now. we've got Jack Edwards. As I said, we're looping Seifert with Rogers through Sharma because, well, Seifert plays before Rogers, and I think if Maxwell's going to pop, it's going to be the last game of the normal season, so we'll take a chance there. I mean, he's 66k. It's going to be interesting on his price next year if they leave as is, or if they do something dodgy like the Munro factor, or I mean the entire Perth Scorchers squad, or the Liam Scott scenario. So we'll wait and see what happens there. In the bowlers, we do have Stoinis. We've got Stark, Dwarcius, Abbott, Owen, potentially, well, he will be our other loop, and Sutherland, who is, oh my God, absolutely deplorable on the bench, and Cooper Connolly, who, I mean, it's amazing how quick he has forgotten how to use a cricket bat. He looked alright tonight against the Gades, but didn't get to that 20, spooned one to point, and then did really well bowling and fielding. So that seems to be his main avenue of points lately, which is quite annoying. But that's how we're going to be lining up. And that's 6 double game week players, which I don't think it's going to eventuate to a double game week. As I said, the forecast for that Sunday game against the Heat at the Gabba looks disgusting, so I don't think there'll be much play there, if any. And tomorrow night against the Thunder looks a bit dicey past 9:30. Although in saying that, it was meant to rain in Sydney today and it didn't, so we might just get it all tomorrow. Who knows? But I mean, if you're not subscribed already and you have been, I guess, watching, tagging along, or this is your first video, you know exactly what to do. Leave a like, leave a comment, make sure you drop a sub, because I've been doing alright this season. Definitely not going to, I guess, beat last year's rank of 32nd. As I said, we dropped 345 spots, currently sitting 571st, scored 689, which again is horrible, but hopefully we can turn it around with, I mean, if there is any games that the Sixers are going to partake in for this double, then hopefully our players can fire. I mean, if they bat first, it's pretty easy just going VC Smith. I mean, good memories of VCing him against the Scorchers, scored 100 against them, so that would be fantastic. If they bowl first, potentially on Stark. I mean, he hasn't played in the BBL in 11 years, so might be a bit of a throwback there. And I mean, it is last round, so a little bit of a wild card pick there. Although, I mean, I think a lot of people will be jumping on both of them, if not one of them. And it'll just depend on what they do at the toss. If they bat, as I said, VC Smith. If they bowl, VC Stark. And the other one might even go to Overton. And then we change our trades depending on, I guess, what the weather is looking like going forward. But guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what your plans are. You think maybe you might go elsewhere. You might be bringing in a Hardy. I don't know, you might be going Lynn or Carey on the home deck at Adelaide. You might even, I don't know, be bringing in a Marsh potentially. Let me know what your plans are, where you're going, who you're going to VC and see. I think most people will be going probably Smith or Stark into hopefully a loop. That would be fantastic, but we'll see what happens. And as I said, if you've tagged along this far, make sure you drop a sub, because these videos have been doing extremely well. I mean, normally the better ones on the channel with the highest amount of views. So let me know your plans. Again, make sure you drop a sub. Let me know what you're doing and enjoy.